Welcome to Y Media. You're watching Channel Y. I'm your host, Shelly Seni. Joining me today is a very special person. I would call her very courageous and brave. Her name is Harleen Janda. She is a cancer survivor, but just to say that would be an understatement. How bravely she has come so far, let us hear from Harleen herself. Welcome, Harleen ji.
Thank you, Shelly. How are you?
I'm very well. I should be the one asking this question to you.
I am good. I'm good. Thank you so much for having me so we can, spread the awareness about breast cancer and all the cancers that are out there.
Absolutely. More and more awareness and information is definitely needed. But before we move on to that part of our discussion, how about our viewers know more about you and your journey so far?
Well, I was diagnosed in 2015 at the age of 38. It was in February of 2015 that we noticed that I had a lump on the left side. So of course, my doctor wanted me to have it checked out. She had sent me for a mammogram and an ultrasound. What she thought she was sending me for was a mammogram and an ultrasound. However, the oncologist, when he had first taken a look, he had just done a hand exam and he had sent me on my way saying that everything was okay. It all looked normal and it was just muscle tissue. So of course I'd gone back to my doctor as I still had some concerns, and she was not happy with the results. So she then sent me again for some more testing, some thorough testing, because it wasn't acceptable that I wasn't given the proper care at the time. So I had a mammogram followed by an ultrasound. And of course they did a biopsy. A week later, I got the unfortunate phone call that everybody dreads, that the doctor needed to see me right away. And it was confirmed that I had invasive ductal carcinoma. So in other words, I had breast cancer. So had I not gone back and had my doctor not followed up, it would have been left and I'm not sure what would have happened. So from there, right away, I was referred to a different oncologist. And I was referred to all of the different options that were available to me through the BC Cancer Agency. And it was done very quickly. I went in for my surgery on May 5th. So I went for my first appointment in February, found out in March that I had cancer. Surgery was on May 5th. And of course, the recovery started immediately after that. I've participated in awareness about breast cancer. I have been participating in a lot of fundraising for breast cancer. I have my whole family, friends, co-workers. So what I'm here to do is spread that awareness that, it is very common. It doesn't matter. I remember when we were younger, it was always told that, you don't need to go for a mammogram until you're in your 40s. That's not the case anymore. It's possible at any time. I've met people through my journey of breast cancer that are in their 20s. So it's always good to get double checked.
You mentioned the word spreading awareness. So from my audience perspective, in the simplest of the terms, if we can discuss here, what are the signs they should be looking for? What should they know about their bodies?
Well, my doctor had always told me to do a self-examination, and that's where this was found. It was through my own, by my doctor telling me that we should be doing self-examinations. There's no history of breast cancer in my family at that time. The family members that have breast cancer now in my family, it all happened at the same time as I was diagnosed or after I was diagnosed. So of course, an oncologist is going to think, or a doctor will think, it's not common in your family. There's no history of it. And you're only at the age of 38. But again, you know your body. If you think something isn't right, you need to get it checked.
All right, so get it checked and self-examination. And you mentioned that in your journey, you have met people who are as young as 20. So
25,
is there,
yes.
Wow, oh my God, that is a shocking number. You said getting mammogram as early as what age? Like when should people start, ladies, specifically, if we talk about ladies, should start adding mammogram in their regular tests?
That's something they should be talking to their family doctor about. They would know if there's a history, if there's not a history, if there's any genetic cancer genes in the family, that's when they should be getting tested and speaking to their doctors.
You know, how they always say the glass half full and half empty. Yes, I look at the full side that a lot has been done, but I just cannot ignore the empty side of it.
Of course.
There is still, you know, gap in terms of people having the right knowledge and understanding and sensitivity. And on behalf of Y Media's team, I want to extend the applause and appreciation to your husband, to your family as well, for being your backbone in the difficult time. You said that you were given the right medical support that you needed.
Correct.
Did you ever feel that something was missing, that this should have been done in a more steadfast way or differently?
No, I think once I was diagnosed, everything went very smoothly. The only thing that I had issues with after my surgery was I was having a lot of swelling and pain, and I was just feeling alone, even though I had everybody with me. Nobody was understanding what I was going through, and they were trying to be supportive. And of course, they were very supportive. But it wasn't until I spoke to other peers, I had gone to support groups that were being offered, that I felt that I wasn't alone, that there was other people that were going through the same stuff that I was going through. And having them to speak to was a lot easier. It made me a lot more comfortable. And that's when I had decided that I was going to participate in my very first run for the cure. I had never done a 5K walk. The 5 of us went, my husband and some family members. A co-worker had gone with me as well. So there was only about 5 of us that had gone because we didn't know what we were going to expect. I raised well over $5,000 that year. And I was very excited that everybody was supporting me. So after we had done that, when I came home after my first run for the cure, I decided that I was going to create a team. So we created a team called Team Breasties, and I have over 50 people. Different people come every year. So we've been doing this since 2015. My boys participate, they donate, they have their friends donate. I've got my co-workers, all my family and friends that donate. And we've raised to date well over $60,000.
That is amazing. You definitely saw the light at the end of the tunnel. And I have to say, you pretty much created a rainbow out of it by making people getting people involved into it, and especially your boys, you know, to have that next generation aware, to be sensitive. It is amazing. And speaking of the steps that you have taken, if I can come to the Canadian Cancer Society's holiday campaign, can you give us some details on that?
Well, it's the holiday campaign, and as I know, and other cancer survivors and cancer patients know, cancer doesn't take a holiday. Funds need to be raised all year round, especially during the holidays. I know from experience where these cancer dollars are going. I've used the services, I've used the support groups. Support groups are available to family members as well, not just to the cancer patients. And donations like this, that from you, all of you viewers out there, is what really counts. We're making a difference. A small donation, you can start a monthly donation. And like I said, there's people in the hospitals right now, and cancer does not take a holiday. We may get a holiday during Christmas holidays. Cancer will not take a holiday.
And here's hoping that it definitely takes a holiday for good.
Of course, of course. Right. And that's what our goal is. We would like to have no more cancer.
Absolutely. Before I let you go, I really want to understand your perspective. What, as a society, should we be doing? Apart from donations, apart from being a volunteer, to be more aware and more sensitive towards these causes?
Don't be scared to talk about it. It's very common. I think in our culture, at first I was very reserved about it. I did not want to talk about my cancer. But then I realized after speaking to other cancer survivors, I'm not alone on this journey. There's a lot of other people. But until I brought this to, to everybody's light, people are talking about it. People are feeling, okay, you know what? You're not alone. It's okay to talk about this. In fact, it's actually better to talk about it. It makes you feel good. I feel like I'm doing something for someone. And when they hear my story, I'm hoping that they will share this story with somebody else. So spreading the awareness is a very big thing.
Absolutely. And thank you so much for spreading the awareness here on our platform. Before I let you go, is there a final message for our audience?
Thank you for having me. And I would just like to say, again, I cannot emphasize enough that, all of your donations make a big difference. A small donation makes a big difference. I'm a cancer survivor. I know how this works. So again, cancer.ca, please, if you can, please give to the holiday campaign.
Harleen ji, I have to say this, even though we are communicating virtually, I can still feel your resilience, the energy, the strength. Thank you so much for being who you are and for the work that you have been doing to create awareness. Thank you so much for talking to us.
Thank you so much.
Hi, this is Priyanka Chopra and you're watching Channel Y.
The biggest South Asian media group, Y Media.
Y Media Group, established in 2001, is a media company with a 360-degree approach in reaching our audience over 5 platforms: television, radio, newspaper, online news portal, and mobile app.
Y Media has newspaper, midweek, radio, South Asian pop.
Hi, I'm Amitabh Bachchan and you're listening to South Asian Pulse.
Hi, this is Amir Khan and you're listening to South Asian Pulse.
अब हर दिन सुने GTA का नंबर 1 रेडियो स्टेशन FM 91.9
All English 24/7 television network and Y Media Plus.
You are watching Channel Y. Channel Y.
Prime Minister, welcome.
It's a pleasure to be here. It's a pleasure to be back.
Online, SouthAsianDaily.com. The biggest South Asian media group, Y Media.